say that we have 93 consulate offices in the city of Houston. We have the third largest consular corps in the United States, right here in the city of Houston. And I am about to present the Citizenship Award to Consul General Al-Angari, who is the dean. He's the dean of the Consular Corps. And before I present it, let me just say a little bit about it. In fact, Dean, why don't you come and stand with me? And this is His Excellency, the Sultan Al-Angari. He's the dean of the Consular Corps. And not only is he the dean, the Consul General from Saudi Arabia, but he has really proven himself to be a friend of this city. And I say that to give you an example, when we were trying to bring back the World Petroleum Congress to the United States, and specifically the city of Houston, it hadn't been here in some 30 years. And we were getting ready to go to Bahrain in December of 2016, where they were going to make the decision on whether it was going to be the city of Houston or Vancouver. And before we took off to go to Bahrain, Dean Al-Angari assembled the members of the Consular Corps at his home, I may add, and encouraged all of the members of the Consular Corps to encourage their people to vote for the city of Houston. And I will tell you, his direct intervention was very impactful for the city of Houston, and we ended up winning, beating out Vancouver, and the vote was 2-1 in favor of the city of Houston. And I want to give a great deal of credit to Dean Al-Angari for his friendship, for his support to the city of Houston. And then immediately after Hurricane Harvey, Saudi Arabia, with his leadership, they stepped up and given, I want to say it was close to $15 million that was given to the city of Houston and Harris County, to our local relief fund. They've just been very, very helpful and instrumental. In fact, one of the neighborhoods in the city of Houston has been pretty much rebuilt with the support of Saudi Arabia, and Aramco. So I want to thank him on so many fronts, and not just as a member of the Consul General office representing Saudi Arabia, but as a friend. I view you as a friend. He is coming to the end of his stay in the city of Houston as a member of the Consular Corps, getting ready to return to Saudi Arabia after being here for 6 years. 7 years. After being here for 7 years, and quite frankly, if I had my brothers, I would have you stay a lot longer. Because you just been a good friend, and he's been so much of a friend to this city that I want to, on behalf of City Council and the people in this city, I want to present this certificate of appreciation and show our support. It's going to His Excellency, the Sultan Al-Angari, the Consul General of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I, Sylvester Turner, Mayor of City of Houston, hereby take pleasure in appointing you, Dean, as an honorary citizen of the city of Houston, Texas, in recognition of the outstanding success you have achieved in your vocation and in appreciation of the valuable contributions you have made and are making through unselfish public service for the benefit and welfare of humanity. Furthermore, as a token of high esteem, I have selected you to serve as a goodwill ambassador of this city with full power and authority to inform others of the genuine hospitality and friendly atmosphere that prevail in Houston and of the many advantages and unlimited opportunities that our great city has to offer. He will be returning. He has 2 sons. One will be returning with you, and the other, I believe, will be staying here in the city of Houston. Yeah. Is that the one who attends University of Houston?
Texas A&M.
What school?
Texas. The first one he wasn't. He was That's okay.
I thought we had something going on. All right, well, Texas A&M for today is our friend. You know, you're the goodwill ambassador, so, you know, but we want to thank you. And along to show the respect that the Consular Corps has with him, the Consul General of several countries here today, Pakistan, please stand. Consul General from
There is Germany also.
the UAE, Panama, Egypt, Germany,
Norway,
Norway is here. Continue to stand.
Croatia, Argentina,
Croatia, where's Croatia? Please stand. Argentina. In fact, if you're a member of the Consular Corps, please
Japan,
stand. Japan, that's Japan. There's Japan, my friend.
Sweden.
Did we leave out anyone? And and I want you to continue to stand. And then Zaptier, who's on the Planning Commission, who's also a member of District A. Anything you want to add to this, Zaf?
Mayor,
Yeah, come on.
Mayor Sultan Al-Angari is not only, and council members, not only a friend of the city and the council, but he's been friend of all communities in Houston. Especially the Muslim American community of Greater Houston is very proud of the fact that he served as a dean, and he was able to do so much for all of us. We are delighted that he is leaving us as an ambassador going to South Africa, but as a community, we're going to miss him, and we're going to miss the presence of Saudi Arabia. And I want to thank Mayor Yu for allowing this wonderful ceremony for a departing friend.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Dean, you turn around, and then I'm going to invite all the members of the Consular Corps. Let me take this picture, though, with him first.
Mayor, we have several speakers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Consular Corps, why don't you be seated for temporarily? And then, Dean, why don't you come?
I want to say a few words.
Yes, please.
Honorable Mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, Honorable Council members, distinguished guests, thank you for this great honor to address the entire City Council. I'm proud to call Houston my second home. In fact, I will now and forever consider myself a Houstonian. Indeed, it's a huge honor for any diplomat from anywhere in the world to be assigned to the energy capital of the world. I'm truly thankful to my government for giving me such a unique opportunity to work with this esteemed council, and also to work personally with you, Mayor Turner. In fact, I have been blessed to work with so many great Houstonians and friends, many of whom are gathered right here behind me. For the past 7 years, I have served as the Consul General of Saudi Arabia in Houston, and for the past 3.5 years, I was also privileged to serve as a Dean of the Consular Corp of Houston. At the end of May, I will be leaving my post here, heading to South Africa to serve as the ambassador of my country. Mayor Turner, this recognition that you have bestowed on me as an honorary Houstonian is one that I will cherish forever and proudly display wherever I go. I greatly appreciate your wonderful staff and the very able executive team for all they do to support the Saudi consulate and the entire Consular Corp in Houston. And as well, I want to extend my gratitude to all Houstonians who work with me, my office, and staff. Together, we continue to strengthen the bonds of friendship and goodwill between the people of Saudi Arabia and the people of Texas. If we take a moment to look around the room right now, you will see people of different faith, culture, and background. This is Houston, the most diverse and welcoming city in the entire United States. Houston continues to rise on the world stage as a leading example of diversity, technology, and innovation. That's why About 4 decades ago, Saudi Arabia chose Houston as primary place of business, especially in the energy and chemical industry. Over the decades, we have helped contribute to the economy and well-being of this community. Hurricane Harvey is the prime example. Most in the region experience the impact of this devastating storm in one way or another, including some of our own citizens living and working here. Through our Saudi-owned business entities and in partnership with the community leaders, we reach out to assist our neighbor. Through volunteerism and donation, we help to restore and rebuild homes, public school, libraries. For the future, it's my hope that the strong culture and economic ties between Houston and Saudi Arabia continue to grow stronger. I also hope that the city leaders find additional opportunity to lead the trade delegations to Saudi Arabia and to the region. In fact, I know that Houston Planning Commissioner, Mr. Zafar Tahir, who is here today, is working on this effort, in that effort. In closing, I want to thank you again for this huge honor. I will carry this Houston badge proudly and want to assure you that I will always be a champion and the ambassador of this great city. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. We have a number of people who would like to address you. We'll begin with Councilmember Christie.
Consul General Al-Angari, I've watched you for 6 years here, and there's no better person to be Dean of the Consular Corp because we have the best of the best in this city. We may have 90 of them, but we've got some of the best here in this room, and you are the Dean of that, and that's something to be said. But I don't know if you know it, but this mayor rarely gives out an honorary citizen of this city. It's very rare. I can't think of the last time. So we think the world of you. And I just finished the book by Jim Crane with a K over at Rice University about Persian Gulf. And they were laudatory about the relationship between the United States and Saudi Arabia over the years. But just the kind act of helping after Harvey, rebuilding houses and libraries and schools, you didn't have to do that. And the country is 17 hours by flight, and I know that for a fact. It's a long way away, but to help not just the energy capital of the world, but good people all the way over to Houston. So in my 6 years also, I go to a lecture series at the University of St. Thomas where they have the best ambassadors in the history of this country, 40-year veterans and such. And I'm going to watch you because you'll be in that category when you finish your tenure in South Africa. Congratulations, and we really do appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Stardig.
Consul General, thank you so much for your service and your representation in the city of Houston. The Saudi-owned businesses have made a huge impact on our world and also on our city. I know personally, Mr. Afali, when he was here, when we opened up the R&D out on Park Row, it was a proud moment. I know he is a proud Aggie, and came to the States to study. We had a great conversation. I had the privilege of sitting with him and Bill White at the luncheon that day, so we had a great conversation. I was so impressed with him and all the work you do, and Aramco and everyone else. For those in the public that may not know, Aramco, you have the high-profile events, but you also have this week giving to Crime Stoppers and impacting our community and the safety of our community. And we truly appreciate all of the contributions of the country and of the businesses owned by the Saudi Arabia business owners. It means a great deal to us. So with all my heart, as a native Houstonian, we thank you for your service, and I look forward to, I may be taking a trip to South Africa in the fall, so maybe I'll get to catch up with you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Member Knox.
Thank you. Consul General Angari, thank you so much for your service. I do know that it's a difficult challenge to come to a new country and not really know anybody and then be charged with the responsibility of developing relationships, not just with city government, but with state and national officials. You've done an outstanding job, a remarkable job, actually, and I want to thank you for your service. And we wish you well. They have a process here called asylum, though. If you wanted to become a full citizen, you could just join up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. we would love to have you here in this country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Member Castic Tatum.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Consul General, thank you so much for the work that you have done on behalf of Saudi Arabia here in the city of Houston. The Aramco 5K was one of the first 5Ks that I ever ran, so just wanted to add that in with my thanks. But then just to say that the work that you have done here has been extraordinary. In the last 7 years, you will be leaving an impactful footprint on the city of Houston. We wish you the best as you journey to South Africa, and we thank you and all of the Consul Generals for being here and the goodwill that you continue to foster throughout the countries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Member Laster.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for making this very important presentation. And Mr. Consul General, I too want to thank you for your service here. The world is becoming a smaller and smaller place, and one of the great joys that I have had as a council member is getting to know not only the sister cities entities that are here in this city, but also the work of the mayor's, what used to be known as the Mayor's Office of Protocol, and the folks that do so much to engender our international relationships, but in particular to be able to develop working relationships with so many members of the Consular Corps here today. It is a real blessing, particularly with Argentina and Germany and the several other countries that I have had the opportunity to work closely with. Houston is profoundly blessed to be able to have, Mayor, I think it's 90 plus, is that correct? Consuls General and or Directors General from Taiwan. And we are strategically honored by that designation. And the work that you have done as Dean not only built up the camaraderie of these multiple nations here, but you've built up the international relationships that we can call upon, not only for entrepreneurship and business, but more importantly, for peace. And we thank you for those relationships. God bless you as you travel forth in your duties. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Member Boykins.
Thank you very much, Dean. I just want to say congratulations to you. And thank you for your stay, bringing your family here also, your stay in Houston. It's not easy to pack up and leave. And I know, as the mayor say, we are a very diverse city. And there are a lot of people here that love you. You've built relationships, you and your family. And to the one at Texas A&M, we're going to make certain when your child graduates, they don't leave and follow you. They stay in Texas. Is that okay?
Yes, it's okay.
All right. I also want to say to you, we're excited that you're moving to South Africa, Texas. That's in Texas, isn't it? You're not leaving us, are you?
No.
Well, we're excited. You mentioned earlier the dean from Germany. Can he raise his hand if he doesn't mind? The Consul General from Germany? Okay. My pastor, Kirby John Caldwell, sent my wife and I over to Germany to meet with the Consul Generals, the Consul General and the Ambassador Daniel Coates during that time. And I tell you, we had a warm stay there. It was a great visit. But the role of the Consul General is extremely important. And I don't know who will be taking your place as dean, but they have some big, big, big shoes to fill. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. Council Member Kubash.
Well, I don't know how much you're going to miss the Astros baseball, the good barbecue, the apple pie. I don't know if you have all of that there, but I know you don't have the Astros.
No, we don't.
So we'll look for you to come back.
Inshallah. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Council Member, and thank you so very much, Dean, for everything that you've done for us, and we wish you a safe and healthy new posting
Thank you,
in South
Mayor.
Africa.
That's
And if
very
you would
kind of
like
you.
to invite the other Consular Corps generals and others that are here today up with you, we would love to take a picture.
you all don't mind removing your visitor sticker.